Hey everyone, it's Lori from Scraps by Sissy. Happy Thursday! How's your week going? We actually had some nicer weather this week. Didn't get so hot and the smoke wasn't around. Although I'm sure it'll be back. I feel so bad for everybody who's being inundated with issues from these fires. So heart thoughts and prayers with everybody. Okay, here I am. I was looking for me on my laptop so I can see anybody who checks in. Woohoo! Sorry I was a couple minutes late. I was in a panic mode. I couldn't find one of the butterflies for my project today, but I found it. You know me, I'm already starting off as a hot mess, so it's only going to go downhill from here, right? Anyway, today we're playing with the August paper pumpkin kit, and as you can see, this box kind of got beat up coming in from the post office. Oh well. And it's the Hope box that are one of the co-founders of Stampin' Up, Shelly Gardner. She helped design this kit because, you know, with things being the way they are these days, everybody could use a little bit of hope, right? This kit is absolutely stunning. Let me grab my scrapbook layout. I forgot to grab this. So I've got two fun folds to do today, and I didn't trim the card bases. I wanted you to see how, excuse me, how I trimmed it. Plus I wanted to share my scrapbook layout. Hi Jenny, you did finally make it. Hooray! Hi Vicky. We've only got about a month till we get to see each other again. Woohoo! So anyway, let me show you what's in this kit. It has this beautiful Blackberry Bliss ribbon, and these little sequins are just gorgeous. Use a lot of those. And then the stamp set. Let's see if I can find something to... Here, this will work. Here's the stamp set. And it's all about hope. Butterflies. And we're going to use... I didn't mount these stamps yet either, so we're going to be doing that too today. And then the ink spot is Blackberry Bliss, which I'm saving in my little box so that I can take it with me. And of course you always get your full printed instructions, which really helps. Although, how often do I really sit and make them all the way they're supposed to be? You know me, the little rebel that I am. This set of die cuts here that you can see, there's nothing here because I've used them. This big butterfly was designed to go on the front of the box, as are the other two elements here, but I've used them and I'll show you in just a second what I use them on. And it has some great die cuts, some sentiment labels. Oh, extra piece just in case Lori messes up. There's some flags. Excuse me. And tags for giving the box to somebody if you want. There's a couple of those butterflies. And it's got the word hope done in several different languages, because remember, we are a global company. And then the envelopes are absolutely beautiful. This particular envelope, or this style envelope, I cut to use as a photo mat in my scrapbook layout, and I'll show you that here in a minute. See what else we got down here. Card bases, layers, die cuts, and more card bases. So like I said, it's a beautiful kit. Apparently last month when the subscription period was going on, there was a glitch in the system and not everybody was able to subscribe for this kit. Excuse me. And so they've opened up. You can go in and you can purchase just the kit. I don't think it's a subscription way they're doing this. It's just there's an item number, and I'll have it listed in today's blog post. So the full kit is available, and the refills are also available for this kit already, which I have already ordered mine. So that's how much I love this kit. So let me show you. Oh, I got things already on the floor. My scrapbook layout. Oh, it's stuck. The adhesive from my ribbon. Okay, that's the only issue when you do adhesive, the cheater. Oh, look at there, one of my card bases. That was supposed to go in the garbage. Oh, goodness gracious, you can always have shenanigans with Lori when it's live. Okay, so there's my layout. This is of my youngest daughter, and this picture was taken at the Strawberry Festival out in Happy Valley, and she was helping my dear friends Randy and Robin at their kernel corn spot at the vendor fair, and their colors are purple and gold, and the envelope, I thought, just kind of picked up the look of the popcorn in the picture, and of course the purple picked up their day tarp. I did use a strip of the beautifully pinned designer series paper that is available during Celebration, and also I did 2 strips of the Bedazzling specialty designer series paper, and then I mounted the picture on that envelope and then on a piece of bumblebee, and there's that butterfly. And of course, you know me and bling, I had to add that bedazzling on the back of that butterfly. So I attached it with mini glue dots and then trimmed behind the butterfly. And there is one of the tags that I used out of the kit. So I'll have the measurements for this in my blog post today, which when we get done, you'll be able to go to scrapsbysissy.com, and there's links to my online store to shop today, to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, all of that good stuff, and you'll get all the measurements. So here are the 2 cards. This was the first one I created, and after I got done adding this to the back, I realized that this card base was what this die cut was supposed to go on, so I had to create a card with that. Let me give you the measurements for this. So this card base here, it's in Blackberry Bliss, and it's cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and you score it at 4 1/4, just like a normal card. Then you're going to cut off 3 1/4 inches off this edge, and then trim it to 4 1/4, and it becomes the layer for this label here. And then I took this card base from the kit. I cut the front of it at 5.5 by 4, and then the back piece of the card from the kit is cut at 3.5 by 5. I'm sorry, 3 3/4 inches by 5, and then you have a basic white layer here. So by cutting it 3 3/4 by 5, it hides behind the card front. Then we'll go to the measurements on this card. This card is, the base is in Petal Pink. It's cut at 4 1/4 by 11, and it's scored at 5.5 inches. Then we cut off 2 3/4 off the end, and you use that for your flap. Then the card base from the kit, I cut the front off to 4 inches by 5 inches. Then I trimmed it in the middle at 2.5 by 4 for each of those flaps. And then your back piece of the card base is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So you didn't even need extra cardstock on this card at all. That's a lot of words using, or a lot of card in that sentence. Too much coffee, Lore. All right, so let's get started. We're going to use our trimmer today. And like I said, I wanted you to be able to see how I trimmed all of this. And what did I do with my card bases? Oh, they're right here. Sorry. Okay. Shenanigans galore. Okay, so here are our pieces. And I'll get all of this out. I have an extra one just in case there's some mess ups. Take our card base. And again, it's 8.5 by 5.5. And I'm going to cut off 3 1/4 off of, make sure you're in the shot here, off of the one side. Just like so. And you're going to rotate it and cut it to 4 1/4. And that's the front of your card. Let me save that for something else. Now, I'm just going to trim this card base at 4 inches by 5.5. And then the back of it is 3 3/4 by 5. See how easy that is? All right, we'll set this aside because we'll need it in a minute. Oops. Poor Chloe, she's running. I don't blame her. Alright, so I'll give you a little bit of a hint on this. Here's your card front. You're going to fold that down. And it's easiest to add this first. So you're going to run some adhesive. Let's see, where's my... Looking for my silicone mat, which is right here. It was all dusty. I had to clean it off this morning. So I'm just going to add some of our seal right along the edge. And then I'm going to lay this down. And we're going to add this to the designer series paper. Whoops, I cut that too short, didn't I? Oh well, we're going with it. I checked to see if I had it. I didn't check on the measurement. So this should be 5.5. This one's cut at 5.25. So it's going to look just a little bit different. But nobody's going to be the wiser. So now I'm going to add this. I'm going to lay this in on the card base so that the left edge of the card front fits right in at that score mark. Fold this over. And there's your card base. Okay, so we'll stamp the front first. When I started it and I started to layer this on there when I was creating the sample, this was too plain for me. So imagine that, I know. So I'm going to add some of these little dots. I don't know, it's just splotches in Pool Party ink on this Pool Party base. And it's just going to be random because you're not going to see the middle of it. Use my Stampin' Pierce mat. And I'm just going to come in here and stamp. Just like so. You don't have to worry about it being perfect because you're just giving it just a little bit of character. You know me and character. So that's done. Now we're going to stamp the word hope at the bottom. It worked best by stamping the word first so I could judge where to stamp my 2 butterflies so that I could fit my ribbon in there. So we're going to use Blackberry Bliss ink. Uh-oh, I lost my laptop. It closed out. Oh, there it is. I guess I should start plugging that in so I can continue seeing everything. Okay, so there's the word hope, and I'm going to stamp it right along the edge, like so. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this large butterfly, and we're going to use an old technique. I guess they called it rock and roll. Oops. And basically what we're going to do is we are going to ink our butterfly in Petal Pink ink. You always want to start with your lightest color first. And I'm going to stamp off because I want that part to be lighter. I'm going to use, oh, here's my Pool Party. I'm going to do my Pool Party first. I'm going to take the tips of the butterfly wings here, and I'm just going to kind of roll it in there. And every time you do this, it's going to be a little bit different. Now I'm going to come back over to the Blackberry Bliss, and I'm going to roll around the edge of the butterfly. I'll show you what it looks like. We're going to put him up here. Uh-oh, I had ink on my finger. Shoot. Let's see what happens here. I had a lot of ink on my fingers. Let's see if we can't hide it with the next butterfly. If not, we'll just flip it over. That's the nice thing about paper having 2 sides. So, we get our little butterfly and do the same thing. We're going to stamp it in Petal Pink. We're going to stamp off. I'm just going to roll it across the top. Maybe a little too much. And then roll it around the bottom. And then we're going to stamp him. We're going to put him right there. Okay. Not happy with it, but it'll work because I'm going to put sequins on it anyway. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my ribbon. And I thought since we're using the pool party, we're going to use that beautiful sheer pool party ribbon. I just love this stuff. And I'm going to do the cheater method. I'm going to add some adhesive down the sides. Flip this over, and I'm going to add my ribbon right where I want it, and just tuck that into the adhesive. I'm going to cut off that one edge, right about there. That way I can see how straight this is. There we go. Add a little bit more adhesive down the middle so that we can stick him on this flap here, like so. Then we're going to add some dimensionals to add him to the card front. Now for those of my team members that were at our team meeting over the weekend, this is the same card style we use for playing with the Peaceful Deer stamp set and punch. I'm going to put this right about there, make sure it's straight. Now we'll add another little piece of the ribbon to make a faux bow, and all we're going to do is tuck that underneath the ribbon and tie a knot. See if I can get this in here. Just like so. Trim that. Trim that. Now let's get those beautiful sequins and hide some of our mistakes here. These are kind of, they almost have a holographic look to them because they pick up the Blackberry Bliss, they pick up the pink, they pick up, there we go, they pick up the pool party. Just depends on how the light hits them. Okay, we'll put one there, we'll put another one on this guy's body. Let's put one more on this one, if I can pick it up. There we go. So the front's done, even hid our little oopsie. Now comes the fun part. We're going to take this die cut off. I should have told you in the beginning of this, grab a cup of coffee or a glass of water or whatever your favorite beverage is at the moment, because we were going to be doing a lot today. So I'm going to take this, we're going to flip it over. Oh, I forgot. We got to color this first. Because when I did this yesterday, yesterday I was doing it, I realized that putting this on the white just kind of, I didn't really care for it. It was too plain. So I'm just going to pick up some of my pool party, and I'm just going to, which this probably should have been done before I finish the front. And it's going to be very, very light because my pool party needs some ink. Come on, let's get in there. And you're just going to put some color on the background. I used the petal pink too on my sample, but I only brought the one. Oh, there it is. Here it is. Here it is. Sorry. Put some petal pink in there too. And this is just random. You don't want to make any kind of a pattern. You're just adding some background color. And that's it. We're done with the blending. Now, we're going to add some liquid glue to this, and being it's such a delicate die cut, I'm going to use a piece of old sponge. Put some glue on here, and we're just going to dab kind of randomly on your bigger areas of the back, and that way you're going to get glue on just about everything. And we're going to add that. I'm going to use tweezers just so I don't get glue all over my fingers. I'm going to lay him down just like that. Now that little wing is kind of sticking out. You probably can't see it, but all you have to do is fold this back a little bit and just trim a little bit of the wing. That way it doesn't get all scrunched when you fold the card. There. Isn't that pretty? And of course, we're going to add some Winkostella on our butterfly. And this is one you might want to add all the Winkostella before you take it apart. But, you know, it works either way. We're just going to add a little bit for time's sake. Okay, we'll set him aside to dry. Now we're going to stamp the inside of our card. We're going to use the pool party. Where's my, oh, here it is. Just going to clean my stamp off. And we're going to use that same large butterfly. And I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to put him right in the middle. Okay. It's not as light as I wanted, but that's okay. Blackberry Bliss is very dark, so that helps. Now, I'm going to use this very large sentiment for the inside layer, and it just barely fits on our block. There we go. Clean up my mess a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. You know me, I got to use the whole space. Make sure we got good coverage. Alright, there we go. I'm going to stamp our sentiment right over that butterfly. There we go. Close this up so we don't end up putting our fingers in it. And we'll adhere him and put him on the inside of the card. And our card is done. You don't have to do envelopes because of those gorgeous envelopes that Stampin' Up! Provides. So there's card number 1. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? It's not really that difficult. All right, let's go on with the next one so I can show you how to trim this. And like I said, this one doesn't even use any extra cardstock at all. We're using nothing but one piece of Petal Pink and the card base from the kit. Okay, there's our extra layers. Now, remember this is 4 1/4 by 11, and we're going to cut 2 3/4 off the front edge. Turn this around so I can see what I'm doing. And this will become our flap. Okay. Now, we want to trim this guy. This is the back side, so we're going to trim him at 4 by 5 1/4. And then this one, I'm going to trim off a little bit on each side to make that 5 so that both of those little strips have that print in them. Okay. This needs to be 4. Gotta see where I'm at. And it's going to cut just a little piece off that edge. Okay, so that's 4 by 5. Now we'll cut it at 2 1/2 so that it fits those layers. Alright, we're done with the trimmer. And you know, there's really not a lot of decorating on this since we're using this really pretty watercolor card base. So we're just going to layer this right here. This one we're going to stamp our sentiment. And I probably should have used the other one, but that's okay. We're just going to go with it. So we're using the Where There Is Hope sentiment. And we are stamping it in Blackberry Bliss. If I can get this stamp off. So in the future, Lori, make sure you mount the stamps first. It's much easier. Okay, we'll mount that. Bless her little heart, she thinks she's going to step out and really do great things, and she still messes up. Oh well. It is what it is. You get what you see. All right. There's that. We'll glue this onto our front flap. Thanks, Jenny. I like these folds too. They're just quick and easy. Okay, now when you attach this, you want to just flip this over and add glue just to the left side. but otherwise you'd end up gluing your card shut. So we're going to add this right about there. I'm going to add some more of those little die cuts. Where's my little... Here it is. Looking for my mat, and that should still be wet. I like the sponge idea for my die cut, so I just want to judge where I want to put my adhesive, so it's going to be down along the bottom portion of this funny looking flower. We'll turn him over and add him right about there. And then I have this butterfly that we can actually add a mini glue dot to. I keep looking at that ink pad thinking it's just sitting there waiting for me to lay something in it. So I'm going to put him up here on this purple one, right about there. And then I think I had one more, didn't I? Maybe not. Nope. Okay, so let's stamp our inside. Let's get him out of the way. And we're going to stamp. Oh, I did have one more. It wasn't a butterfly, it was a flower. We'll add that flower right about there. How's that look? Should have been there, but that's okay. Okay, so have our, this is one of those little flags and our little sentiment tag from the kit. And we're going to stamp where there is hope, there is, where there is, it says, set that down. Where there is, oh, you know what? I don't have the word hope in here at all, do I? I don't. Okay, we're going to fix that. Wow. Okay, so there is faith. I didn't even catch that when I was typing my blog either. Huh. It was kind of busy in here last night. All right, so we're going to stick this here. And then I'm just going to add some adhesive right about there. Let's bring this down just a little bit. Okay, let's put him in there so we can see what we're doing. Not that it apparently helps me any. Okay, so we're going to lay him in so that you've got the 1/4 inch of petal pink all the way around. So there's room to stamp that hope. So let's put that in there. I have that in, where did I put that? Did I put the word hope away? I had him, oh wait. You know what? I don't have him. What a hot mess you are, Lori. I thought, okay, I'm just going to set it right here so that I can put it away. We're going to fix that later, and I'll put it in my blog post. Oh, goodness gracious. See what you've been missing all this time, Jenny? What a mess. Okay, so when I get done, I'm going to stamp the word hope there. I didn't put it back on my sheet. This is why we put things away as we're going. Let's add some bling to our card and call it done. All right. It's a good thing I'm going on vacation next week. I think I really, really need it. What do you think? Okay, we'll put that in there. We'll add another one here. And one more on this flower. And I'm calling it done, guys. I think I need a nap and it's only 10:30. Okay, here we go. Here's card number 2. There's those beautiful envelopes. Don't those go really, really well? They're so pretty. And here's card number 1. And I know the minute I sign off, I'm going to find that hope stamp. It's probably sitting right there, and you're going, Lori, it's right there. So in there, here's the envelope that goes with this, with the butterflies. I thank you so much for stopping by and spending time in my chaotic world. I hope I was able to inspire you for this beautiful kit. I'm going to go over and finish my blog post. When I get done, I will post the link back to this video. If you'd like to shop with me today, I would be very appreciative. You'll have all the links on my blog post here, and this is the shopping code for August. I got to make sure I'm in August, not April. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. And oh, you know, I should say that if you place a $50 order or more, you can get either that bedazzling paper, this paper right here, or there's a couple other items you can get too, but that bedazzling paper you can get for free. Have a great afternoon, and I will catch you later. Bye.